and welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I am April Edmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin McClue.
And Colin Cunningham.
And this week, we decided to go with an animal theme, and we jumped into the weird world of bad movies that either involve pets or animals that play sports.
Or animals that are dangerous weapons of mass destruction.
Like robot animals, if you will.
That too. It's a big
Or animatronic
genre.
animals.
That too. So the first movie we watched is the Matt LeBlanc and a monkey movie, Ed.
Not in a monkey movie. Like, he's not the monkey.
Or is he?
Can you... Oh, wait. It was like a dual role? Like, he was controlling the animatronic ape? / monkey / orangutan.
Somebody and like first, okay, so you may have seen like the trailer for this movie or the poster or
burning up the screen.
Be aware of it. You know, you've probably got the poster on your wall and you're come on, let's
in your dorm room
next to your Pulp Fiction poster.
Scarface.
Boondock Saints. Yeah.
Boondock Saints. But okay, now I just found this out the other day that April, you told me that the monkey was not a monkey.
That's right.
It's actually a human in a monkey suit.
And I think maybe that's what it's famous for. I use famous in air
there's
quotes.
no shot of like a real monkey at any point.
No.
Like they built this animatronic monkey suit and they committed to it. Like that's what stars in this movie Ed. Okay, well, what is Ed about? People may not know.
Yeah, I'll give you a very brief plot summary. Ed is brought in to the minor leagues to this team because he is
baseball.
Baseball. What's the?
He's Mickey Mantle's monkey. Pet
Mickey Mantle's monkey, a chimpanzee.
Rest in peace, Mickey Mantle.
And the team that Matt LeBlanc is on, they're stinking up the joint. They're terrible. And the owner's son, sort of like bratty son, thinks that by bringing Mickey Mantle's monkey in as a team mascot, it'll turn things around and.
Then they find out he can play baseball and he's amazing. So
he can do everything too. Like he plays a third baseman. He does like backflips on a trampoline to catch the balls. He can also, hit the balls at the plate.
He's got a crazy arm. He throws the ball and there's like smoke trail.
He has superhuman strength or super monkey strength.
He's a monkey.
He's got the strength of a chimp.
He shouldn't be allowed to play.
But Justin, there's nothing in the rule book that says that a monkey can't play baseball.
April, you called that, I think, at the beginning. You're like, I bet there's going to be a scene where someone says, I don't know, there's no rule in here saying that.
It's more of like a hangout movie. There's not much of a plot.
I mean, that's really
happens.
it. Like, he lives with Matt LeBlanc and there's shenanigans about them sharing an apartment, and then there's a very, very minor subplot about Matt LeBlanc trying to like romance the neighbor.
Instantly, it happens after one day.
Yeah.
But you see this lady, and it's what's her name? Jane Brooke. She's in Star Trek Discovery
as like
season
1,
an admiral, and she's in Don't Tell Mom You're the babysitter's.
Don't tell mom the babysitter's
Don't tell your
dead.
mom the
you can't say that in the mirror 3 times, or else Pauly Shore shows up and he's like, "What was his tagline?
He's not in that movie."
No, you're thinking of Biosphere.
No, he is in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. He's the boyfriend.
No,
isn't
we
he?
just saw that movie. I don't recall him being
Is he
in
really?
it. No, he's not.
I don't know.
He's
All right,
not,
you guys talk. I'm
folks.
going to look it up.
Oh my god, you shouldn't have to look it up. You should know
I
this.
should know it by heart. I know the cover by heart. The 2 like legs up in the air.
Yeah. No, the other thing that happens in Ed is
the other one of 2 things.
yeah, like
the monkey masturbates a lot.
Yeah, he points to his crotch and jumps up and down when he has to go to the bathroom. But no, the other thing is they try and sell him to another team. They trade him, and then they get him back like very quickly.
That's pretty much all that happens in this movie.
Yeah, there's shenanigans, and then when he tries to steal him back, he gets locked in a frozen truck, and then he ends up in the hospital.
Oh, you're jumping, right to the end. That's it. That's the entire movie.
You just jump. All right, what was your favorite part, April? Pauly Shore is not in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I was mistaken with, I guess, David Duchovny. You can give both of those.
We're going to have to revoke your movie cred.
Pauly Shore stars in X-Files, so as long as that's true.
So my favorite part is just the fact that they used a real person instead of a real
used
monkey.
an actual person.
Yeah, they used Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc is actually
at the time this film came out, he was in the middle of his Friends run.
Yeah,
so
he probably did Lost in Space, like either right before or maybe right after this.
When was this? This was 96?
Yes.
Lost in Space was...
I saw Lost in Space in theater.
That was later.
Wait, I remember Lost in Space was the first movie to knock Titanic out of its number one position.
Are you kidding me? That movie's terrible.
Oh, it's
Well,
real
I know,
bad.
but Titanic had been going for like 21 weeks at this point.
Oh, you mean like it was in
one.
theaters at the same time as Titanic?
Yeah, it was. Well, Titanic had started the previous December, and then
Whoa.
no movie could knock it out of the number
Don't
one
you remember
spot.
the ice storm happened when Titanic was in theaters? So all the teenagers could go see that movie over and over again in Canada.
guess
Because they were
So.
trapped in the theater.
Yeah, that's right.
couldn't leave.
The ice had like shut the doors. Like, we
Just
can't
lock
get
the
out.
doors, so they just have to
And
like.
Titanic keeps rolling.
We got to keep paying every time.
Oh
Where
god.
they shoot us.
Oh man.
We need
That's
something
like
to
the
eat.
rules in Ed. If they don't win at the baseball game, they get killed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Matt LeBlanc was pretty hot at this point. Like he was in this was his big movie, I guess. Like I mean, Friends was probably like the biggest sitcom on television, other than maybe Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
like all of the Friends stars at one point during like this period were
In monkey movies that involve baseball.
We're in movies, but he's like kind of phoning this performance. But anyway, that wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was the monkey, which was
with such devil red
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, that's the
chimpanzee.
weirdest thing.
It's a full-grown human that's just like crouching down, and it's kind of weird. He has an animatronic head, but we swore that there was a person behind doing the eyes.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
guaranteed.
I think what it is, it's an animatronic mouth or
like
snout.
the bottom half.
Or I don't even know if it's animatronic. Like maybe I think
That's
the
what
lips. pulled
It
up.
is.
That's what it said
'Cause
on
remember
IMDb.
You said that the servos were so loud.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what April said.
That's also on IMDb.
I think what it was the lips.
Yes,
They
and
would-
the eyebrows. He's definitely not controlling the eyebrows.
okay, but he
when doing
is-
the DreamWorks, like,
Yeah, you're right. I think,
was-
but the eyelids and the eye itself are those are real.
Those are real.
But for some reason, the actor is wearing these red contacts,
Yeah.
and it looks really horrific.
It's kind of
actually.
creepy, but apparently the sound of the head moving was so loud they couldn't get on location dialogue. They had to overdub everything that had the monkey in it. But I mean, I don't know that animals are really treated that great, especially primates on film sets. So even though
not.
it's weird, and again, this
Brendan
movie is what happened to Brendan Fraser?
Encino Man, he was a primate back then.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
that starred Pauly Shore.
that's right. That's right. We got Pauly Shore on the brain. But I think that even though this movie, it's very weird because it's clearly a person.
Yes.
I'm
horrifying costume as well.
I can suspend my disbelief well enough that I'm okay with it. But it's
fine,
doing
yeah.
things that they couldn't get a monkey to do.
But it's just like the design of the monkey.
Yes.
It looks like it's 100-year-old monkey.
Yeah, it's like something at a Greystoke
And they have
or
it
something.
like
an old
hugging like little girls and stuff.
It's very creepy. It's like
Yeah.
a kind of cartoony monkey. But I said when it shows up, it's dressed like Walter Matthau from The Odd Couple. He's wearing like
a Hawaiian shirt.
He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and like a baseball cap.
And the
all this
baseball
sort of
team
stuff.
accepts this instantly.
They love this monkey.
They love this monkey.
Yeah.
And the baseball team has Jesus on it.
Jim Caviezel,
That's
a guy
right.
that looks like French Stewart.
not French
Yes.
Stewart.
Not French Stewart.
a couple other
Zach Ward, the bully from
yes,
A Christmas Story.
Scud Farkas from the Christmas Story.
And the coach is Jack Warden, and Bill Cobbs is his buddy. They're like the two kind of coaches, and like the both of them probably have like 600 movie credits between them.
And Jerry from Parks and Recs is the announcer at the baseball game.
Jerry Gergich is in this.
Wasn't like Roger Podacter from Ace Ventura in it?
Very
yeah,
briefly
As a
the
bus
I think he
driver.
was, yeah, and like the guy who plays the toupee guy, he's in Frasier and other things.
He's the bratty son of the owner, the team owner.
and
There's
then
a
the
guy-
team owner is from Dharma and Greg.
There's a guy that shows up with a toupee, and April's like, his toupee is going to come off 10 seconds later.
No, not even. It was like instantly.
Instantly, it came off, and then that's like one of I think 4 toupee falling off gags in this movie.
I'm very
happening.
disappointed. The monkey never bites anybody in the crotch. Nobody gets hit in the crotch. There's a very limited amount of
Yeah.
crotch hits in this.
There could have been more crotch trauma.
Although the monkey does grab its crotch.
I mean, but there's no crotch trauma. I mean, okay. So my favorite part of the movie is when it's a moment that was obviously change in editing, where the monkey and Matt LeBlanc both pee at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And the monkey looks over at Matt LeBlanc's dick, and it's like eyebrows raised, like But
Yeah.
in post, it's obviously added like a fart sound. Like,
just 5 seconds earlier.
Yeah, just to give the monkey a reason to look over.
Yeah, it's like the monkey's going like, "Oh, I hope he didn't notice that I farted."
Looked at his dick.
It's obvious that they looked down and they were like, and then they go back and sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, well, Matt LeBlanc I think is drunk at this point, but
he tries to drink and drive.
He tries to drive home.
Yeah,
instead the monkey drives.
Yeah, and then there's
wacky
this
scene it was.
sequence. Yeah,
right out of Speed Racer. Where the
It's
monkey's oh,
it's crazy. It's like horrible rear projection that's sped up,
and the monkey's jumping up and down and making faces, and it's crazy.
It's amazing. And then they cut to exteriors of the car, and it's like just Benny Hill speed.
Yeah. Nothing bad happens.
No.
Nothing really bad happens until one particular moment in this film.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, we'll talk about that. But I want to say my favorite part. Well, other than
the ending.
I mean, we cracked up so hard at what we're going to talk about in a second, but there was one.
Hyping it up like Hitchcock.
So Matt LeBlanc's next door neighbor is like this girl, and then Jane Brooke, who we talked about earlier. You don't really see her in the movie very often, but somehow the monkey and the kid join forces,
and they have a party.
They want to hook up Matt LeBlanc with the mom because I guess the mom's single. Sorry. So Matt LeBlanc and the mom go out on a date, and they leave this fucking monkey with this child, and the monkey, very young child,
rips the child's eyebrows and lips off.
The parents go to the circus.
Yeah,
which you think that might be a place that the kids. I say kids. The one kid and the monkey would enjoy going.
No,
I don't think so.
No,
the monkey.
Let's go to this child-friendly place. Yeah,
like,
I guess.
What have you done? But as soon as Matt LeBlanc and the mom leave, the girl's like, "All right, race you to the kitchen," and then it's like, whoa, it's like a big kind of montage, and
the monkey dresses up in a bunch of outfits.
He's like trying on a Madonna outfit.
That one was for the adults in the audience.
Yeah, he's doing Vogue dance and stuff, and then he's like sticking his face in ice cream tubs and eating ice cream.
Wait, this is just leading up to your favorite part.
This is your favorite part?
No, the flatulence.
This is okay. There are some fart jokes, and the monkey does fart, but so the girl burps. They're doing a back and forth, and the girl does something, then the monkey one-ups her, and then the girl drinks her drink and burps, and then the monkey.
You can't even say it because you laugh so hard.
Drinks an
entire 2-liter thing of Coke, and you're thinking, okay, and then he burps, and then lets out his massive fart and propels himself off the couch.
I thought that was maybe a setup, later on the monkey would fart to get up somewhere so loudly.
Or it would help him win the big game somehow. It doesn't.
This is a very cartoony film. Anytime somebody bumps into someone's
tons of cartoon sound effects.
Someone's character's eyes turn into dollar signs.
Oh, that was crazy. That was
see the monkey
Photoshop.
Pitch, and then the bratty son looks at his investment
Cha-ching.
partner and goes cha-ching,
and it's just superimposed.
I mean, the director, who I am not kidding, directed only documentaries, some of them award-winning, about the Vietnam War.
Oh my god!
I assume this was a gritty, neo-realist monkey becomes a baseball player documentary, and at the last minute they were like, "Oh, we gotta laugh this up somehow."
Yeah, I don't know what went on. Bill Cootery, I think, is his name, or something
recast
like that.
Gary Oldman in the role of Matt LeBlanc. And Matt LeBlanc added a little bit of comedy.
I would love.
And then Matt LeBlanc would later work with Gary Oldman in Lost in Space.
Oh, that's right.
Had to go back to that.
I thought you said Gary Busey for a second, and I was like,
Gary Busey and the monkey? Is that the realist version of it?
Has he ever done a monkey movie?
No, he did the one where he turned into the dog, remember?
Yeah, what's that called?
It's a Christian one.
I would love to
I've
see
never
Gary
actually...
Busey.
Quigley,
yeah.
I've never actually seen
this,
it.
really shitty morph of, Gary Busey into the dog.
Hey, I'm Quigley.
We should do that on this podcast.
Oh, man. I'd love to see Gary Busey with a monkey.
Yeah, it might be in some movie somewhere.
I mean, not anymore. That's definitely not legal.
He has to have worked with a monkey. Well, you think monkey has a what do you call it, restraining order against Gary Busey?
Yeah.
Gary Busey's
It's a whole monkey race.
He's not allowed to be 100 feet within a monkey.
Within a monkey.
Sorry, within 100 feet of a monkey.
Woo.
Yeah.
Got a little bit dark there. just like the ending of this movie gets a little bit dark.
It takes a turn.
Yeah, so the monkey gets kidnapped by... no, he just gets sold off.
I think he gets sold to another team for money. I don't know why.
But then they lock him in a cage.
Yeah, and dress him up like a clown for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
So Matt LeBlanc. Yeah,
you got to say it with the
original French pronunciation.
Matt LeBlanc. So Matt LeBlanc rescues
You know Matt
him.
LeBlanc actually has a British accent and he does that American. No, he doesn't.
Fuck off.
Hello,
it's a French accent.
LeBlanc.
What kind of lines are these? I'm not talking to the fucking monkey.
I don't even know if he could do
Probably not.
British accent.
I don't think he is.
So Matt LeBlanc saves the monkey, and then the monkey gets distracted and goes to a freezer truck filled with frozen bananas.
What's it called? Something nanners?
It's like
Nutty
butter.
Nanners.
Yeah,
Nutty Nanners.
So the monkey sees, because they build it up over the movie that the monkey loves these nut-covered bananas.
They sell them at the ballpark. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
Fans are constantly just throwing it in the monkey's mouth.
Yeah,
he
he
loves
loves to eat bananas.
So then by the time Matt LeBlanc catches up to the truck, they open up the back, and then you missed it. You were in the bathroom. For once, I wasn't the person who missed the best part.
Yeah.
But Matt LeBlanc kind of finds the monkey, and he's horrified. He's like, oh, you see his reaction, and then it just cuts to a shot of the monkey, like,
It's frozen solid.
Like Jack Torrance in The Shining.
Yeah.
And then they do a hard cut, and the monkey...
No, yeah, exactly. A hard cut to the heart monitor.
And they cut to the
in a
monkey.
hospital.
He's in a human hospital.
There's no rules. You can't have a monkey in a human hospital.
Hey, if you can
I'm sure there is.
If you can play baseball, he can go into a hospital.
That would not be allowed.
And the monkey is in a hospital gown.
On oxygen.
He's got the oxygen tube in his nose.
Lying in bed.
Oh, man.
Not moving.
I laughed so hard.
And we forgot to say that the baseball team's in the championship.
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah.
play
Matt
baseball.
LeBlanc- yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very small part of this film.
There's not enough baseball in this monkey plays baseball
April
movie.
loves baseball.
Oh, man.
Well-
There's no major leagues too.
She had her
No.
Blue Jays cap on and then her baseball glove.
Major League 2 back to the minors.
I was wondering if that was the title, and I'm glad that it is. Major League, the first one, has an amazing twist where they lose the entire season until they decide to start winning, and they're like, we can't lose one game, and if we don't, we'll make it to the championship. Spoiler, they do.
Wow. I actually do like baseball movies.
Oh, I love sports movies, and I don't like watching sports, but I love sports
yeah,
films. Not this one. I'm not very invested
I remember
Ed.
really,
the only
really...
sports movie I really...
Sports game.
Jesus Christ. Can't speak today. The only sports movie that I really liked was Rollerball.
Rollerball, but the
The
John
the
McTiernan
remake, yeah, the remake.
where they do that street luge. Remember?
I
In
never
the
saw
trailer,
it.
they're like street luge and taking giant jumps. Rollerball is a film that got John McTiernan in jail because he wiretapped the producers.
What?
Yep,
Are you serious?
That is true.
Oh my God.
Remember he was in jail for a few years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to say, like, Ed is constantly breaking the rules. He's like pulling the pants off people.
Yeah.
Which makes the front page of the news.
The whole baseball game gets front page. It's like mini
Multiple
articles.
articles.
Multiple articles in the front page.
Was it this movie or was it the second movie we watched where
Tango
they were
and
like...
Cash back on the floor.
Where they were like a monkey playing baseball. Now that's the story. Was that this movie or was
No,
that
it
the
was
second?
C.H.O.M.P. It was
That
C.H.O.M.P.
was the second movie
one, yeah.
we watched. It's
So we forgot to
similar.
say that the little girl's love brings the monkey back to life. His cold red eyes open.
Yeah, she
bangs
puts
there.
the baseball glove in the monkey's hands and instantly
It
comes
just
back
made
to
me
life.
go, I wish I was watching basketball.
Yeah, basketball is a better basketball movie than better baseball movie than this.
It is a better basketball movie.
Yeah, but because like there's no like understanding like okay we need to win this game to win this. There's none of that. It's very confusing.
There's no urgency
It's just-
to anything.
Yeah, well it's like Matt LeBlanc gets sad at one point. He gets drunk because I guess he didn't make the majors.
Well, no, they had
something.
They had a cut day where the team announced the people that they cut, and
So
the
he-
only person that gets cut is
Was
Jesus.
Jesus, yeah.
Jim
Oh,
Caviezel.
that's
so
what
then the whole
happened.
team goes out drinking to celebrate.
But they were sad.
I guess. I
guess
mean, Jim Caviezel never comes back again.
They lost the biggest star of the movie.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, Matt LeBlanc being paid millions to appear on Friends.
Oh, I'm sure, of course. I was telling you during the movie, like when he got back to the Friends set,
They were making fun of him.
They must have just constantly
It's funny you say that
jokes.
because there actually is a joke later in the series because this is in Ed. They cut to the television and Ed is watching the scene from Friends with the capuchin monkey, the little capuchin monkey. So Ross has a monkey. Then later Ross and Joey are like arguing and they're trying to like one up each other. And Joey was like, "Did you ever sleep in the same bed as a monkey?" Like to Ross. And then Ross is like, "You leave Marcel out of this." But really, that was a reference to himself. Because in this movie, he shares a bed with a monkey.
Yeah. And then the monkey
makes sweet love to the monkey.
And then the monkey farts and then he kicks him out of bed.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. They sit upright in bed, and then he looks at the monkey.
Remember that? Smash zoom to their faces.
like,
There's a lot of like
weird,
cameras
'cause,
zooming
like,
in.
You wouldn't kick somebody out of bed because they farted once.
Well, it would
geez.
still
Like, did he
smell.
shit his
It would
pants?
still smell in
He's a
there.
monkey.
Isn't the monkey wears a diaper? Actually,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. The monkey establishes that he uses the bathroom.
Yeah.
and there's CG like stink
Fart
smoke.
smell. So the monkey's grabbing his crotch the first time, and it looks like he's masturbating. He's grabbing his crotch and pointing at it really quick. And then, so Matt LeBlanc, he runs into the bathroom, and then the monkey comes out. You think he's just going to take a leak, but the monkey comes out and grabs the deodorizing spray.
And he's like, "Do not go in there."
And he sprays it, and then the monkey comes out, and there's this animated green mist.
I don't think it was animated, but it looked like it was like colorized.
It's a mist that turns people inside out. Watch out.
Oh yeah. Or
So I don't know if that was
fog.
like supposed to be its fart or the deodorizing spray.
And the movie just ends with them driving off in the sunset with the monkey in the back eating a frozen banana.
on a
I guess
swing.
do they win the chance? Yeah, they do.
They do,
Yeah.
but then
and then Matt LeBlanc kisses the girl.
where are they driving?
I don't know.
you
It
got
looks
me.
like they've packed everything up.
Yeah, they're moving somewhere.
They
Beverly
made it to the
Hillbillies.
they made it to the majors. Maybe
Who cares?
they didn't, but I'm just,
Number one, a monkey shouldn't
assuming
be able to play in the majors, let alone any
No.
sport.
Or go into a human hospital and take up a bed.
That's right. That's unsanitary.
That's how outbreak happens.
And that's in the U.S. Like, does it have insurance? Like, how is it going to pay for the bills
Well,
and bananas?
he's Mickey Mantle's monkey. So
Oh yeah,
he's got the money.
You think it's like a big con job? Like he wants to go on the monkey side, marry him, and then kill the monkey so he gets his fortune?
Yeah.
Do you think he has a fortune?
The Mickey Mantle fortune.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think he left it to his monkey?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
so
he have
when
left
Mickey
it to
Mantle
his kids?
passed away-
You're assuming that he has no family or kids to leave money
They
to.
David
just have a
Dead.
monkey. Do you think like Mickey Mantle's estate had to sign off on him like owning a monkey? Did he really own it? Is this based
He's
on
Mickey
a true
Mantle.
story?
He can do whatever he wants.
Is this
do
based
need
on
a-
a true story?
But you need
Yeah.
it could be. You need a license to own a monkey, I'm pretty sure.
Mickey Mantle gets away with murder.
Well, Michael
It's like,
Jackson.
Haven't you heard the Mickey Mantle murder mystery?
Yeah.
Every episode, Mickey Mantle commits the murder.
The Mickey Mantle monkey murder mysteries.
Yeah, exactly.
well, Michael Jackson owned a monkey, right?
Oh, yeah,
Bubbles.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Bubbles these days? I think he's in a zoo.
He's probably in a
Did
museum.
you guys ever see that documentary? I don't remember what it's called, about the woman that like they were supposed to raise monkeys like human beings to see
Oh, God,
what their
yes.
development was.
Yes.
I don't think so.
And like it ends with like essentially they didn't take care of the monkey at all.
They were
as if-
assholes. They were
Yeah.
giving it like weed and like.
Oh no.
I think it was like sexually attracted to like the daughters.
And eventually they were like, and we don't want to
monkey
take care of
was?
this monkey anymore. Yeah. We don't want to take care of this monkey anymore. And I
Yeah.
think it went to a science lab and it bit someone.
And then it was,
And then
they
it went
put
to a zoo.
Yeah, and it was really depressed and all this sort of.
Yeah,
it was
because you're treated like a
so-
human being, and
yeah.
then suddenly you're in a zoo. And supposedly, when that first woman that took care of the monkey as a baby, it's like, oh, I want to go visit him. And the monkey went bananas.
Yeah.
and like tried to like attack her, like it was so angry.
Yeah, it was this bunch of like hippie scientists that made it like live with their family, and it was just horrific. It
See,
was-
this is why you don't put real animals in your movie. You put humans in a
Horrifying monkey
costume.
suits.
So we were talking earlier, and I said I had story. You know those primate.
Yeah, there was a big like monkey spy boom in the 90s, or they're like
most
Or
valuable
sports boom.
primates.
yeah, or they play
Sports
sports, or they skateboard. Most vertical primate,
But you said it was the one director that would
spy mate. Yeah,
that would do all of these movies.
yeah, the guy who directed Air Bud, who said that people shouldn't be jealous. He's just making Canadian films that people want to see. Air Bud.
I've never seen any
I
one
didn't
of
realize
those
Air
movies.
Bud was a Canadian movie.
Oh, it was a massive success as well.
Yeah.
See,
so-
there is a film industry in
So
Canada.
Spy Mate, the one where the chimpanzee
It's like a James
spy.
Bond
Yeah.
type character. So
Is
my
he like
friend-
sexist like James Bond? Did he
Spy
sleep with
Mate.
a lot of women?
I don't know. So my friend worked on it, and I think it was shot in Vancouver. And he was on set, as you are, every day, and he just would tell me these stories about how horribly they treated this chimp. And I think there was like a snowboarding scene or something like that, and so they had this monkey and the main actress, his love interest, I guess,
The monkey?
in front of a green screen on a trampoline, and they were bouncing. I think it had to do a jump on the snowboard
Horrifying.
as it was carrying her or
Yeah.
something like that. And so they would bounce on the trampoline, and apparently the monkey got freaked out because of the bouncing and just started attacking the main actress. And then the handler had to come in and would just start punching this chimp in the face. That's how he would treat it. And,
Man,
but
I don't
he
think
would
I'm going to be able to enjoy Spy Mate anymore.
better get rid of your Blu-ray collection.
Duncan checks in.
And apparently, he would say, "Oh, this is how you have to treat them because they need to know who the alpha is." So he would punch it in the face and like let it know who the boss is. So fuck those movies and the people who make
I
them.
think they like punch the Air Buds.
Oh,
They're like, I gotta be the
dogs?
pack leader.
Aw.
I mean, like, Air Bud plays football at one point. That seems very unsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, if you own the Air Bud franchise, I got the perfect sequel. It's called UFC. Air Bud goes to Ultimate Fighting Championship, and it stands for Ultimate Fighting Canine.
Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
I love it.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's the new,
Love
new
it.
thing.
But Gary Busey has to be his trainer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there a WrestleMania where a terrier goes to WrestleMania?
Yeah,
So it's right up there.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a Russell Madness.
That's what I'm
Russell
thinking of.
Madness.
Russell
Okay.
Madness, yeah.
WrestleMania could be pretty good.
But, like, my movie would have to be rated R.
Yeah.
I want to see those bones
Because of the
break.
blood.
Yep.
And Gary Busey, it's like, we got to let this dog into the ring.
Gary Busey should not be anywhere near any animals, as is,
We just shoot him.
Court
on
order says.
No, you just shoot him on a green screen in front of
whole
it.
movie?
No, just Gary Busey.
Yeah, you do it Kung-Pao style. You just like have
Oh,
an
yeah.
actor doubling as him. You just put his face on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Jake
cut to
Busey.
him, and he's just on like a trampoline in front of the green screen for no reason. And then his handler has to come. His handler has to come in and punch him.
Punch Gary Busey?
Yeah, you got to show him the alpha.
You gotta let her know who the alpha male is.
Wait, so Gary Busey saying this? Or?
No, I don't know why.
You know that Jake Busey at conventions is like, don't ask me about my father?
Really?
That's like one of the main like stipulations that when
I
he
think
does
you've mentioned
Q&As.
that.
and all the
before.
hands go down. Oh well.
Yeah.
Any other
But
questions?
speaking of dogs, which we were talking about like 5 minutes ago.
Speaking of
the
acronyms,
second, speaking of
CH.O.M.P.S.
acronyms.
What does CH.O.M.P.S stand for
CH.O.M.P.S.
again?
It stands-
Canine Home.
Canine
Home Protection Service.
No, protection system, I think.
system or service? I can't remember.
But-
Wait,
So-
H.O.
yeah.
stands for home.
It's H.O.M.
H.O.M. It's a horribly misaccurate acronym, but CH.O.M.P.S. from
It said it should be
1979.
like chips.
It should be H.O.M.E. So
C.H.O.M.P.S.
I don't know.
So yeah, this is a movie about a robot dog.
Yeah, pretty much. It's from
1979.
1979. Don Chaffee, I think, is the director.
And it's a Hanna-Barbera joint.
Yeah, so this is
apparently.
okay. The director had directed. He's been directing since the 60s. Like
Yeah,
he
he
did-
was mostly a TV director.
He did a lot of TV, all the way back to like Stingray. I think was the.
Was that a show you used to watch when you were a kid?
Shut up.
So this whole movie, like actors would show up and Colin would be like, "Hey, it's that guy from Different Strokes," or "It's that guy from Gilligan's Island," and me and
Didn't
April
know
would
the
just
Gilligan's
stare at
Island.
him blankly.
It's Conrad Bain who plays Mr. Drummond on Different Strokes.
I did recognize him, although I've never seen Different Strokes.
Of course.
Yeah,
and
'cause
then-
Colin probably made you watch it.
And then the bad guy is
Mr.
Jim
Drummond.
Backus, who plays the millionaire on Gilligan's Island. Honey,
That was the guy
you
with
looked
the
at me
cigar.
like you've never heard of these TV shows before. What's wrong with you?
never seen Gilligan's Island.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Gilligan's either.
Really?
No, yeah.
Like,
That's
even
from
in-
the 60s.
But even in like watching movies where people are
syndication was The Simpsons when they're like making fun of it. That's
Yeah,
pretty
or
much it.
growing up.
certainly in a movie, somebody has been watching Gilligan's Island.
I don't know about that.
yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know much
So
about that
this
one.
movie,
Why are you looking at me like that?
I wasn't.
Colin is starting to age like he chose the wrong chalice. He's like, he chose poorly.
Oh god.
So this movie is a young inventor and his fiance to be
Who's from One Day at a Time. Colin, sing the song.
Yeah, it's Valerie Bertinelli from
Sing
One
the
Day.
song.
One day at a time, one day at a time.
It sounds like you made up a song.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my favorite song, Different Strokes.
Different Strokes.
Different Strokes.
That's how it goes.
Is that how it goes? I don't know that one.
What you talking about, Willis?
Right.
And the only joke I know about Different Strokes is the bad episode.
Oh, God, with the pedophile.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like the radio owner in WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, because he's like sniffing the bicycle seats,
and
right?
he plays the Maytag repairman on all those commercials.
Is that another 60s thing called?
God damn it, man.
No, we had the
I know.
Maytag repair.
Maytag? Appliance?
Wait, is that you asking those questions?
Oh my God.
I like to watch older movies because we can just, riff on Colin being a little bit older.
I recognize everybody.
Speaking of
these
this
days.
movie being from the 70s, even though it's 1979, it has a classic cartoon opening sequence.
Animated, yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of Pink
Yeah.
Panther
Pink
type.
Panther-ish, except like it's a
I said Grease is like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
a guy who looks like the Crypt Keeper is trying to rob a bunch of places.
Yeah.
And the little dog keeps foiling him.
Yeah.
And that character's not in the movie, guys.
No.
Yeah, no Crypt Keeper type.
Yeah, he looks
like
like
when
a-
I watched the Pink Panther.
he looks
there's
like a
no
zombie.
Pink Panther in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a diamond.
That's right. Yeah.
I actually remember being a kid and being very disappointed by that.
well, isn't
What,
there...
There's no Pink Panther in the Pink Panther
It's actually the
movie.
name of the
But,
diamond.
Yeah.
but later there was a Pink Panther cartoon show, right?
There
Because I
was,
remember watching a Pink
And
Panther.
there was the Pink Panther was in those, and he
Yeah.
didn't he have like a really smooth voice?
He
Like,
did. He had like a
Hey,
jazz.
kinda talk
Yeah,
like
his
this.
best friend
Yeah.
was like
He
Joe
talked like-
Camel.
I want to say
Yeah.
it was like he talked like Chester Cheeto or something like that. Yeah.
Chester Cheeto, the poor man's Pink Panther.
Chester Cheetah.
Is it? I thought it was Chester Cheeto.
He's a cheetah, though.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
He's
very
a
confused.
cheetah?
His name's Cheetah.
He's a Cheeto.
Whichever one it's been. I've been calling
He
him.
says, dangerously cheesy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. What was with like cats and like these like
Wait, you're
jazz
Very
voices?
little
You're
known fact. Chester
blues.
Cheeto was blind. That's why he wasn't laughing all the time.
Yeah.
You know why? Ate too many Cheetos.
Oh, that's what
Well,
happens.
it's
in
because
each
they used to
Cheetos.
call them cool cats. It's like,
There you go.
you're a jazz cat,
What are the other, like, was Fido Dido a cat of some kind?
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't
No.
Fido Dido. Was it Fido? Yeah, it was 7-Up.
Yeah, but he was not a cat. I think that's all the cool cats I could think of.
Was he related to...
7-Up.
Was he related to the
Wasn't
singer Dido?
7-Up a spot?
No.
The red dot?
I know.
And it had glasses?
Wait. Wasn't it the guy that was in Evolution and also...
David Duchovny?
No, the other guy. What's his
Oh,
name?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, he was a 7-Up mascot for a while. Also, not an animated cat.
Wait, no, you're thinking this one 7-Up mascot was from Live and Let Die.
Wait, what?
It's like crisp and clean with no caffeine.
Oh my god, so many.
Again, like the 70s.
He was the black dude. He had the shaved head. He played the voodoo guy in Live and,
he
Let
was
Die.
a 7-Up mascot?
Yeah, he was. But
As his Live and Let Die character.
no, but he would say it. He would drink it and go, crisp and clean with no caffeine.
Werewolf was the Dr. Pepper mascot for a while.
Really?
Well, David Naughton was the
What is with all these soft drink mascots?
You didn't know that?
No.
Like before he was in American Werewolf in London, he was like dancing in like a Dr. Pepper commercial, and that's what he was most famous
Oh, I'm a pepper, you're a
Yeah,
pepper.
exactly.
Oh, boy.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too, Dr. Pepper?
So Chomps. is
Okay,
a
sorry.
movie
no
that we
soft drinks in
watched.
this film.
It is a movie that if you
But
thought
there is
thought Ed was
Burger King.
cartoony,
Yeah.
this is like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon but live action.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second.
Cartoon sound effects are turned up even more in this, and music.
But
This
just-
the Looney Tunes music.
What was the theme song again? If you start singing it, I can...
Dun 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 dun.
I hope you like that theme song watching this movie because you can hear it 100 times
Every
over
time
a
anything
dog
happens.
running in slow motion.
I was going to say that, at the beginning, I'm like, man, this music is my favorite thing about this movie.
and then by the end, you're like,
I hate this
you're like George C.
music.
Scott in Hardcore. You're like, turn it off! Turn it off!
it has the music of a 70s cop show that is like that.
It's very funky disco.
But then they just keep playing that theme, variations on a theme.
But we were saying, like, man, it has like the soundtrack of a cartoon, and it is like we have to
the
talk
guy
about,
who did Wacky Races. Yeah,
his name is Hoyt Curtin, and he's
Hoyt.
done music for the Jetsons and like Wacky Races, like tons of cartoons. And
did anybody love Hanna-Barbera cartoons? I feel like they were on, but they were never my favorite.
I don't think
weren't
so.
my favorite, but I did watch the Flintstones. a lot as a kid.
Because it was on.
Yeah, I remember. But I mean, everyone watched the Flintstones and like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I really like Scooby-Doo. It played at like 6 a.m. in the morning on Teletoon, and my dad would just turn it on and be like, Scooby-Doo, the Munsters.
Yeah.
And I think maybe like Hanna-Barbera, it's like a feeling of familiarity. Wow, it's a word I can't say. Is that like as a kid, you see the same thing over and over again. Like Scooby-Doo, what's the Scooby
Like the
snacks?
backgrounds.
Repeating over and over again. And I think maybe that's what they were going for in Chomps, because it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Chomps foils some burglars that repeat.
Yeah, and then so the guy, the main young guy who creates Chomps, he would, I guess, control him through numeric commands. He'd say Chomps 21, and that would turn him into like attack mode or whatever.
That's like a real missed opportunity too. Is that like it should have been like Chomps 17, and it like does like a crazy thing or turns into like a stop motion, and all the guy said is Chomps 21, and then it just goes into attack mode,
and then it plays
no
the music.
Mercy.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's a really stupid system, because then you as the consumer has to remember what the numbers do. It should just be, hey, do this.
Exactly. Yeah.
So my favorite part of this movie is that Chomps is a horrifying creation. So it's like a little dog that looks like Benji, but we're introduced to it being a robot with its glowing red eyes, which the camera zooms in like it's like a Hong Kong horror film. And then the creator like takes Chomp's head off.
He turns it, yeah.
Chomp's head is like frozen in like a doggy scream of agony.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's like I imagine, I always make this joke that like the puppet in Sabrina, the teenage witch, the Melissa Joan Hart, like somewhere it's in a closet.
Salem?
Its face is frozen in a scream.
Yeah.
Just like the Chomp puppet head, which they put down, which then the real dog has to stare. And as April pointed out, like, this like fake Chomps is like a dead dog they stuffed.
It looks like it. Like,
and then they bring the real dog to like look at this. this
sometimes he like
it's
licks
got like that 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, it's like, what is he thinking?
They make them interact. They make the real dog like lick this like puppet.
Yeah, but you think the real dog, he has no self-awareness. He doesn't know what he looks like.
I like to think that he does.
You know,
they don't.
Yeah, he looks in a mirror. He thinks it's another dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, at one point they like have Chomps
Return of the Living Dead style.
Which
he split right down the
That scene
middle.
in Return of the Living Dead like gave me nightmares. Just
did it?
awful. I have a
And you just saw it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. It was fantastic.
I have a problem with like animals getting
not
getting
hurt, though. It's
hurt
still
in
alive.
movies, but like that scene in the Reanimator is really tough to watch.
Oh god, with
with
the
the
cats.
cat. And its like back is broken. It's like,
That was
fake
terrible.
little puppet though.
I know,
It
but
still bothered me. But my favorite
sorry.
part. Thank you.
Not when the head goes down on the woman. You're like, that's my speech.
That is a really funny movie, but I have problems
Animator.
with the poor cat.
Jeffrey Combs.
Rest in peace, that cat.
Okay, my favorite part of this movie, there's a really, really weird, I guess you could call it a subplot, with a neighbor dog who is this big black dog.
Monster.
Named Monster. So he's supposed to, I guess, be like, he's like the grumpy neighbor, like in a movie. Like, you know how there's always like a crotchety neighbor? It's a dog in this case, and he hates Rascal, who is the dog that would look...
Chomps is based on, I guess.
We forgot to say there's a robot dog, and there's
based on a
also
real
a
dog.
real dog called Rascal, and
Yeah.
they both look the same.
That's right. So
But
this...
Chomps has a dog brain in its head. Because it's like a Frankenstein kind of thing.
It is. It's weird.
That's not
then
true.
where'd they get
Don't
the
worry.
dog
No, he
brain?
doesn't.
Oh
No.
god, no. But yeah, so for some weird reason, this neighbor dog talks. It has an inner monologue, and it really seems like something they added after. I don't know. But
Oh, shit.
at the end of the movie, he says,
don't-
"Aw, shit."
don't spoil it.
He
Yeah.
says the S word in a family movie.
Wait.
The S word.
Yeah.
If you said, "Oh my god," he said the S word, I'd be like, "What is she talking?"
Oh my god, what horrible word.
Yeah,
Shit.
but so he's like sassing like the people, and he hates chomps, and he's like, what are the kind of things that he says?
No, he says like,
does he
"Oh,
say?
you
Like-
turkey," and then this old lady walks by, and he's like, "Oh, up your poop, granny."
Yeah, that's right. Up your poop, granny.
It makes no sense.
I'm supposed to watch the PG version.
Yeah, so this is weird. I was looking this up. There's a G-rated version which came out in theaters, and then they did a PG version where this dog
Probably says shit.
would swear, and he ends the movie with, "Oh shit."
And considering how big a deal it was when Transformers had a shit in it, remember?
Really?
Yeah, Transformers the movie. I think the kid... at
Orson
one-
Welles?
The cartoon movie.
Yeah, the
right?
cartoon movie. At one point, he's like, "Oh, shit," or something like that.
Really?
And that was like a big deal. So, yeah. That's funny. It's like, oh, yeah, you don't want to see this G-rated dog robot movie, but what about the PG one?
That's hilarious.
It's
so
so weird.
Yeah.
But like considering the movie itself is so kiddie
Yeah,
and cartoony.
everything else in it's like
Well,
bumbling.
I mean, the dog has a thirst for blood and has no empathy. At one point, he tries
Oh
to
my
crush two people.
with like a forklift. It's amazing. It's like, how does he know how to operate a forklift?
Yeah.
He knows everything.
He does.
And he knows humanity needs to be eliminated for the Earth to continue.
Oh, he's great.
But I wish this neighbor dog monster was in the movie more because it would have added some variety. But he's there kind of at the beginning, and then he's basically gone for
Yeah,
most of the movie, and then he comes at the
Yeah, he
end.
pops in the odd time, and
Yeah.
but I got to say,
April
this-
was like, why doesn't the other dogs talk?
yeah,
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, is he talking to Rascal or Chomps?
I think to himself.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
Garfield-like inner monologue.
yes,
Oh,
exactly.
monster!
Because
hates
nobody
Mondays.
responds to him.
No,
Yeah, it's not like, oh my god, a talking dog. I love the close-ups of Chomps. Like,
Yeah.
they're horrifying, like, shot in a studio. Like, yeah.
like the
His
eyes glow.
Yeah.
And his mouth opens. And, like,
Yeah.
machine gun sounds come out of it. I mean, this dog, very disappointingly, has no armed guns on it or rockets or anything
It
like that.
makes sound effects.
Yeah.
That's one of the things you can do. And you actually see the scientist man put a little cassette tape into him.
Yeah.
That play and that scares people because we have
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, what scares it is that it has super strengths as well.
Yeah, you'll see him jump up on things. Like at one point, he knocks over like a
van.
a van and a lamppost
Yeah.
and all this sort of stuff. But
Bursts through walls and very disappointingly does not leave a dog-shaped hole.
no, but like while he's chasing the perps, he's all these sound effects. He's like gunning all these like sound effects. Like he'll have a police car siren, like gunshots going off. It's very random. It's strange. But at one point, they cut to a Burger King, and these cops are sitting down to eat their delicious Burger King Whopper, and you hear the
I like Burger King.
and these like robbers.
This episode is brought to you by Burger King.
Oh, I
These
wish.
robbers race around the corner in their truck, and the cops are like, "Oh my god, we got to chase them!" And then they hear this police siren. They're like, "Okay, it's already taken care of." And then they see Chomps running around the corner, and it's like the guy goes, "A police? What is it?
like a dog
a
making
dog with a police
sound.
siren in it? Oh
Yeah.
my god!"
It's crazy.
And a
And
report.
then the reporter was like, that's
He goes,
news!
"That sounds like news!" And then he starts chasing it.
yeah, that was pretty.
What would you do if you saw a dog that was like making machine gun sound effects and like running down the
Well,
street?
I'd try to catch it and make it my own.
I'd probably do what the characters in the movie do, which is run away.
Like your eyes turn into
Get
dollar
scared.
signs.
You
You're
go,
like,
"Cha-ching! I'm gonna take this dog on tour.
different.
On, do
movie.
the
the
thing.
eighth
with-
wonder of the world.
Hey, the one of the world."
At the end of the
I'm gonna
movie,
make it play baseball.
At the end of the movie, they make multiple chomps, which is basically going to be like an army of dogs.
Yeah, that's what they were thinking
It's
for
like
the sequels.
it's like the
Yeah.
sequel is like Chomps with
with
like
the
two
dollars.
S's.
No, it's the dollar sign and the S.
James Cameron is like, I got it for you, Chomps.
Okay, so we have to talk about the Hanna. We haven't talked about this. It's Hanna-Barbera. Okay, so it was actually Joseph Barbera, one of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on, wait.
One of the Barbera Bros.
No.
The black sheep of the Barbera family.
So Joseph Barbera of Hanna-Barbera, he wanted to get into live action films, so he made this deal with AIP.
Yeah,
American.
Samuel the Arkoff's company, AIP, doing like. They were the company that Roger Corman worked for
Okay.
most of his career. They would give him money to make movies, and then they'd release them. They were a distribution company.
Right. Okay. So he wanted to get into live action films. William Hanna and the rest of Hanna-Barbera wanted nothing to do with live action. They wanted to stick to cartoons. So he made a 9-picture deal with AIP and then Chomps was the first movie. So I think he actually wrote the story. And
like on a napkin, like woke up in the middle of the night, and he's like, "I finally got it."
Got
Not
one
much of a
chase
story.
scene, and then we're gonna repeat it
Over
10
and over.
times.
90 minutes? I got 2 words for you. Slow motion.
Slow motion. If you love a dog, seeing a dog run in slow motion to this catchy tune, you're gonna love Chomps. Da, 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 da. This was to be the first of 9 films, and apparently it bombed. And Joseph Barbera and the producer at AIP fell out.
I always have this issue when people sign like a 9-picture contract. It's not a 9-picture contract if you could just break it after the first film doesn't do well.
It's a little presumptuous.
And that always happens too. They're like, I signed a 4-picture deal. It's like, oh, the first film didn't do so well. I guess I'm not making any more movies.
Exactly. It's only a 4-picture deal if it's profitable, and that way we can make you make
But if
more.
it was profitable, then they probably want to make another one.
Make another one. So why
Yeah.
even sign a contract?
I guess it's a way
It's
to
the illusion for dummies. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever, 4-picture deal.
I guess. Did they get a whole lump sum of money up front for development or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
or
But
9
it was
Chomps
going to be
films.
Chomps and then 8 other Chomps movies.
Listen, each Chomp does something different. One of them's a butler.
Well,
one of them is like a
that's kind
snowboarder.
of like what happened with the Air Bud series.
Yeah, they signed a 9-picture deal.
So it had
9
to wait.
Air Buds.
Yeah, it had to wait until the 90s
Yeah,
before
until they died
So
and they
it was
became
just
the
a horrible.
Spooky Buddies.
It was a horrible. Yeah, Snow Buddies. It was a horrible failure in the 70s, but in the 90s, people were ready for dog movies.
I
Look at all the
guess.
bajillion dog movies
Oh, there's
that came
tons
out.
of them.
But I think that
Firehouse
I think
Dog.
people like to see dogs act like human beings and doing human things.
Yeah.
But it's like the uncanny valley of like dogs doing. They don't like to see robot dogs do things.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
you're
but
right.
Chomps
And
is
And they don't like karate. That's one step too
What,
far.
Karate Dog? Wasn't
Yeah.
there like a
Cop dog.
Cop dog?
Cop dog.
Turner and Hooch.
Wait, what was the one with John Voight where it was like a
That's Karate Dog.
karate like robot dog or something?
Yeah, no, he's just a normal dog voiced by Chevy Chase, as dogs tend to be.
Oh, that's right. And he was really drunk.
Directed by Bob Clark. What, the dog?
No, Chevy Chase.
I'm sure he was. I wasn't in the recording booth with him when he did his voice. And he
think
was
it's a
not in a
rumor.
dog costume. It was not an Ed style situation.
It's like, no, Chevy, what's the costume for?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was doing this movie.
Did you ever see? It's like that Mad TV sketch where Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes.
shows up as I don't remember what it is.
Oh, he's
a
a-
gorilla or something like that.
It's like
He's doing a voice and then he
Mega
comes
$1
in.
million movie. That's Will
It's
Sasso's.
gonna be a big blockbuster movie.
Yeah, big
Oh, it's Scooter. Yeah, me Scooter.
Comes in dressed up as the
That's where we can meet in the
animal.
middle. Mad TV. We
Yeah.
both saw that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that's Chomps, I guess.
That's based on the Mad magazine from the
Yeah.
50s, right?
Colin remembers back when he was buying the PC comics and the comics book code came into effect. So they had to switch to Mads. And Colin was like, oh boy, my 21-year-old self will have to read these humor magazines.
Oh, my picture books. I'm going to say my favorite thing turned into be my most hated thing.
Oh, the music.
It's the music.
Yeah.
And it is really catchy. It kind of keeps the movie going
Oh, boy.
because, my God, how often can you watch
It
a
made
slow
the
motion dog?
movie
So
insufferable.
halfway through, April was like, I like Ed better than this. Me and Colin were like, no, this is way
No
more
way.
fun.
Yeah.
And like by the end, we're like, Ed, come back.
I'm with April.
please."
I do think Ed was
Okay,
better.
I would rather watch Ed than Chomps
Okay, well,
again.
if I'm not going to go with the music, which I'm not, then I'm going to go with like the side plot. So there's these 2 robbers, buffoons, Red Buttons and Chuck McCann, who are both
What's Chuck McCann and Red Buttons from?
from a lot of stuff.
Red Buttons starred in a Cannon film called something. What's her name? But I know it under its other title, Death of a Hooker.
What?
Of a hooker.
Yeah, it's called Death of a Hooker.
Ooh.
And like Red Buttons is like a detective that has to solve a mystery. Does he get into martial arts fight? Yes, he does.
Oh my god, he
What?
seems so innocent.
Yeah,
you
Red
know?
Buttons was supposed to be like he was a comedian.
Yeah.
Very popular. And he was supposedly like super nice. That's what I heard from I don't remember where I did, but I've heard this over and over again.
I always picture him as like an old like kind of vaudevillian
Yeah, that's exactly what
style
it was.
comedian, and I think Chuck McCann was
in
like the kind of
skills or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So there are these 2 buffoon kind of robbers who are always trying to like outsmart Chomps and whatever.
Outsmart him.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
chess game of life.
Yeah.
Chomps against Red Button.
But they're pretty,
Checkmate.
like I said, they were pretty much like Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern from Home Alone.
Red Buttons had the exact same hat that Joe Pesci
yeah,
had
and like
in Home
And the
a
Alone.
other
lot of the
guy's
same
wearing a
mannerisms.
Tilly hat.
Yeah.
Which made us go into a long Bicentennial Man conversation, which Colin and April
Yeah.
somehow have not seen.
I don't know how did we get talking about
Because we started to talk
Bicentennial
about
Man?
Ed, the monkey, giving rights as a human.
Yeah.
Like if it ended
like Bicentennial.
That's how Mac and Me ends, is that like the aliens are like in court and they're given.
We should make a tally of how many movies end with a court scene demanding rights for some disenfranchised.
Bicentennial Man, Mac and Me.
But it all ends. But it's always Jimmy Stewart arguing for the rights.
That's right.
Yeah.
It also ends with them driving away in a car. And
That's
I'm like,
right.
When did they learn to
Were they
drive?
waving?
Ed ended like
"We'll be
that
back."
too.
No,
you won't.
Ed, sorry, ends in a courtroom.
Ends in them waving from a car.
Yeah,
But,
it
I mean,
does.
they're not waving, but they're in a car driving.
Like, where did you touch
driving
the girl,
towards
Ed?
driving towards the sunset.
You got this monkey here.
I mean,
got
chomps. We want to. There's never a conversation about chomps being sentient either.
No, because back then they didn't give a shit about animal rights.
Like chomps explodes at
Robot
the
or
end,
not.
Well, he saves the
does.
day. He ate Red Buttons and Chuck McCann kind of are trying to break open the safe and steal the plans for Chomps so they can make their own. So they put like little plastic explosives. Chomps grabs it and jumps out the window and explodes.
Jumps out a lot of windows in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, we're saying jumped. You mean like an owner threw him through
There's
a window?
no way.
The other thing.
How do you train a dog to jump through a glass
I don't
window?
know. I'm again worried about the ethics of filming with a real animal. He looked like he was having fun, but who knows? He was smiling. The
They were
dog.
Milo and Otising it. Did you guys
yeah.
like Milo and Otis?
I
I
never
never
saw
saw it, but I heard all
You heard the
about
story.
it.
I never
right? They
watched-
killed like 100 dogs and cats.
Are you
know if it
kidding?
was
Kept
that
like
many,
throwing
but
them
yeah.
over a waterfall. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my God.
injured the animals to get them to do what they wanted, and
Even that, it was like that recent movie.
And
Like
he was voiced by Dudley Moore in the English version.
a dog's purpose.
Dog's Purpose.
Yeah, but I don't think. Oh yeah, because it was because the
And that had
dog.
horrifying like behind the scenes footage of them like kind of trying to drown this dog, or it was clearly in distress. I mean, it's horrific. They should
Yeah.
they should just stop these movies. Like
Yeah.
no one wants to see.
I just
these.
want to see
I know.
either puppets like Ed or CGI. I guess we're talking about Babe. Babe has a lot of animatronic animals,
Yeah.
and they look
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But all they really did was replace their mouse. I
No,
think,
no,
in
no.
CG.
In Babe, like the pig, if it's on the ground and not moving, it's often a puppet.
Oh, okay.
A lot of
Yeah,
it
a
was
lot of
full
the animals are
animatronic.
I was thinking of like CGI.
The sheep as well, I think, were like
Yeah,
full
mostly puppets.
animatronic
Yeah.
mouths. But look at like Paddington. Like CGI has now advanced to the point where we can just have a CGI character.
Christopher Robin.
Wait,
Or I haven't seen Christopher Robin,
what
but
is this defense of CGI all of a
No,
sudden?
I don't
Listen,
know.
Colin does visual effects. You need someone to hire.
if it's saving
It kind of ends in a
animals,
courtroom. Oh, you got the CGI here. It's that's the
don't
new
even
wave of
Just as
effects.
real,
Just as
just
real.
real.
You tell me what the real animal is.
Christopher Nolan's like,
All right, Mr. Nolan, you got your Dunkirks and your Batmans. So, okay, where are we going?
I don't remember what your favorite thing is.
Like we don't have to watch a fucking movie like Primate. Go on YouTube and watch cute animals. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah.
I mean,
but,
back in the
you
day,
know,
in the 70s, you'll remember this, Colin. You couldn't just watch cute animals on YouTube.
Yeah, you had to buy an animal, and watch
They
it.
could do cute things.
Yeah.
Poking it with a stick and stuff like that.
Nah, you
So
pet it.
Chomps, I would get 2 thumbs up.
no,
Two paws up.
Yeah, well, like here's the thing: if you really want to watch Chomps, watch Chomps. Like, but like it's not gonna like
gonna try
hurt
to
you or
stop
anything.
you,
But
but we may not be
overall,
able to.
it was disappointing. I was expecting a lot more. There's a couple like good touches and scenes, but it just felt way too long for its 80 minutes. or
89
whatever.
minutes.
I
not even
started
90
feeling
minutes.
really sick in the middle of Chomps.
I did, yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. And the music was so loud.
And repetitive.
The music was not good.
It's almost like you
I felt like a 90-year-old man, like Colin.
this
And
would this would be something like if you're being tortured.
Yeah,
They would
Chomps on loop.
Play
Yeah.
the soundtrack on loop or just the same scene over and
Instead
over
of
and over
the
again.
sweet release of an ape farting or a monkey farting.
Yeah.
Propelling
So
himself off the couch.
Chomps, if you want to, you can buy it off iTunes for $10. You can't
can't
rent
even
it.
rent
Right? There's no
Yeah.
rental option,
No.
which kind of sucks.
But-
But
you can
if
watch Ed.
Yeah, you can watch Ed on YouTube. You can rent it off YouTube on their new like video rental thing. You can
Yeah.
also buy it off YouTube.
It's like, yeah,
You can rent it for $5.
Don't do it. Did you hear? All my ultraviolet movies are going to be taken away.
That's right.
soon.
Yeah, they
Oh,
shut down.
no.
Aw.
But yeah, Ed. I mean,
That and
it's
IMAX
pretty
VR.
ridiculous. It's a ridiculous movie,
But it's not fun, though.
It isn't
it's
funny.
not that fun, but like I was entertained but it's not great.
by the ape in the suit, but it's kind of like a flat line as a comedy.
It is. That's what you said. It's like,
it's a bad comedy, and those can sometimes just be.
Can you imagine reading the Edge script? Like, there's no. Like, I know
jokes,
people I know hate it when I say that a movie has no jokes because they're always like, "Oh, there's jokes. You just didn't laugh at them." Like, this barely has.
There
any
was
jokes.
that spanking the monkey joke.
Oh,
which was, again, barely a joke.
Yeah.
So check those movies out.
He's got a fart.
Yeah,
Farts.
Yeah. If you really want to, check.
You want to see a monkey? If you want to see a monkey,
I still feel sick, guys.
And,
this is what Chomps did to
me. If you want to email the podcast, we're at nossuchthingAsABadMovie@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon now, and we would love it if you would donate to that. The $2 level and up, you can be submitted into our lottery where you get to pick a movie that we'll do on the podcast, and we're going to be doing a draw really, really soon, within a week after this episode is dropping. And now is the time to join that level,
because there's like no one in it.
There's only right now you have a 1 in 16 chance of getting picked. So it would be a good opportunity if you have a movie you really want us to talk about. And then level above that is the $5 level, and then you get bonus episodes 1 every 2 weeks.
So if they choose a movie, are we going to do that on an episode proper?
Yep.
Like one of the two? Okay.
Not
so
a Patreon episode. It'll be on our full feed episode.
And what do we do on Patreon episodes?
Patreon episodes, we talk about really popular bad movies and really recent bad movies. Right now we've got an episode on The Room out and an episode on Geostorm and many more to come.
Wait, what's coming up after Geostorm?
I believe it's Miami Connection. And there's...
That's not a bad movie.
And we may have just recorded an episode on everyone's favorite symbiote.
Oh! Yes. Who could it be, you guys?
I don't know. All I will say is that there is an Eminem song.
Maybe an Eminem song involved.
Scary Movie 3?
Yeah, dog.
Sure. 8 Mile?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Scary Movie 3 is one big, long 8 Mile parody.
Is it really?
You didn't know that?
I haven't watched any of those movies.
I only saw Scary Movie.
Scary Movie 2.
No, I've watched the one where they do the $1 Million Baby.
That's 4.
Wow.
That's 4,
really
I think.
Is it 4?
I think it's 4. Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the Wayans Brothers ones.
Okay, yeah, that's the first 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to tweet at us, we're at No Such Thing Pod. And my Twitter is at April Atmansky, and I'm also on Instagram.
You can contact me or just follow me. I'm like passed out of my chair. I've been chomped. My Twitter is Decloux, DECLOUX, and the letter J. Follow me on Letterboxd at Justin Decloux. Maybe you'll see what movies we're going to do. Ooh. You won't, because we record it on the night. We watch them on the night and then record it.
Oh.
But you'll see a lot of different movies.
Yeah.
And listen to my podcast, Important Cinema Club, and visit my website, filmtrap.com. Buy my movie, Teddy Bomb, and buy my other movie, Impossible Horror, on Blu-ray.
Oh.
Yeah, all that stuff. Lots of plugs.
All right. And you can follow me. And you can follow me on Twitter.
Gonna make it my ringtone.
The Chomps theme song. You can follow me on Twitter at Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA, and I think I'm Sergeant Zima on Instagram as well. And that's it.
Thanks for listening. I'm April Atmansky.
I'm Justin Decloux.
And I'm Chomps Cunningham.
And there's no such thing as a bad movie.
Da, 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 da.